What is up, besties, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to dive right into it. I want to know what's up. Can we just point out, for a second, it's like I'm psychic or something. Did I not say as this P Diddy shit unfolded, we'd be seeing famous couples either moving or separating, and we've been seeing a fuck ton of that. So keep an eye out for people that don't want to be seen right now, or, oh, I'm so overwhelmed by all this Diddy business and I don't want to get involved, because bullshit. All legend and for entertainment purposes only. I want to take a look at why are they really moving to Europe, though the moment I asked Spirit, they were like, get your dark mirror and your haunted house tarot. So I was like, yep, bet. So all legend and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you to everyone that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. If you'd like to book a personal reading and you're seeing this in the future, check me out at thekarmicdf.com. Right now we are on pause. However, I am doing personal client readings again. So right now I am working on the people at the end of August. But besties, I got this. So you will be hearing from me soon. But without further ado, I just want to dive right into this. Why are they moving? And any other additional information we can get. Sorry. Yeah, not shocked. They don't want to be outed. And it feels like, listen, I got to pull the cards before I say anything else, but this feels like it's Ashton's doing in particular. You know what? It's giving me the vibe. Look at all of this. Hold up. Move that for a second. Giving an evil apple, right? Giving an evil, like, here, drink this. Here, don't worry. When I tell you I feel like Ashton's part of the boy party, he's definitely part of the boy party. There's also something here about, like, if we move, maybe they'll look this way. Again, it's giving me whack-a-mole energy. Like, if we play the emotionally overwhelmed people that just couldn't possibly believe it. Because look at all these, like, full moon, this looks like it's a gibbous moon. This is half. So it kind of feels like the emotions are starting to... I think Ashton's realizing that his fall from grace is a-coming. With the colorless angel and it being a 10. And then it's a man on this card. So I do feel like Ashton knows that his time is almost up. And so he's doing a last-minute power move so that y'all don't realize he was involved. Allegedly, no facts here. Because with the 7 on Fated to Suffer, we all know he was bragging vocally about the Diddy party. So I feel like they have, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, this feels like they got tapes on him too, if I'm being honest. That being said, I don't think he's as evil as Diddy, if that helps at all. I wouldn't be shocked if he essayed adult women. Like that kind of reads to me that way. Per my opinion, no facts, none facts whatsoever. None facts. Zero factonos. Okay? But with these 7s here, this is like karmic retribution happening right now. This is everything coming out. This is, we're not buying your bullshit. Black flower for, say that 5 times fast. This card in reverse is kind of giving me like, you already know that it's a shit show and that it's bullshit. And that, because I'm being drawn to the reading I did, I'll link it in the description box, where I looked into why they did the apology, or the letter to the judge for Danny Masterson. And here's the thing. A lot of people, because I'm hearing the words hidden in plain sight, a lot of people that say they're for something, if they're evil, they'll say they're for it. So for instance, Ashton having oh my God, I'm having such a brain fog. Sorry, I've been doing client readings this morning. What is it? It's like, you know how like a man will get into a relationship and have children because he needs that idealist look, so you don't, because you know how, give me an example, Spirit, because you're giving, okay, when, what's his face killed his pregnant wife and children, and it's like, oh my God, how could he? But at the same time, it's like, you really don't know what people are capable of just because they're giving you a visual representation of the perfect life. That doesn't mean that they didn't carefully curate that life. so that you wouldn't figure out who they really are. And that's kind of the vibe here. I've said this before. It felt like Mila was too young to really even understand what she was getting herself into with Ashton. And then it's just like you get Stockholmed into this system. I'm not saying that she's completely innocent. I don't know. But Ashton is definitely not allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. This is like, I don't want people to find out how evil I am with I Won't Cry For You in the reverse. It's like, oh, fuck, what I did at home, 2 and 2 reducing to 4. So home, 4th house, and then the 4 wands as well. It's like, oh shit, people are going to know that I was also someone that gave those drinks that had stuff in it. Like, here, take this drink. It'll take the edge off, but little do you know, there's something in it, and now you're waking up confused. I feel like, allegedly, no facts here. It feels like his whole, because I'm hearing the word atonement. I feel like the reason he did the, oh my God, why am I having such bad brain fog? Hold up. The nonprofit thing for people that are abused. It's like, it's giving me throw the rock, hide the hand. Look, I'm not bad. I do this work, but you're friends with Danny Masterson. You're friends with Diddy, and you were bragging about the parties. We're not stupid. You know what I mean? So it's like the illusion is wearing off. That's the vibe. Fragmentation in the reverse. This is about the videos and not wanting it to come out. I think they're trying to distance themselves as much as possible from the spotlight, period, because they know that shit's about to go. Yeah, I'm hearing my usual song. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. He's not going to avoid this. My only concern, though, is there's a lot of people taking deals. So I almost wonder if part of the deal would be moving, or part of the deal would be like slowly getting away from the spotlight or something, because I keep hearing bigger fish to fry. Ashton's not the most evil on the evil scale that we've been reading into. I'm going to say that. That being said, he's still a monster, allegedly. No facts here. Per my psychotic opinion, because I talk to the dead, so I'm obviously crazy, right? Forgetting oneself in the reverse is like a carefully curated image of who I am so that you don't feel what I'm doing in my work life. 7 and 8 reduces to 8, which reminds me of 8 of Pentacles. So it's like bad business. So it's like, I think he also got lost in the sauce. If I'm being honest, I think he got excited with the parties. And again, we've done this reading before. Remember, I'll try to remember to link it, about how to get in this weird club. There's something where it's like they constantly push your moral compass. It's like, try this. And then if you say no, like you might get blacklisted or something like that. But it's like they push and push and push until your moral compass is like fucking vice versa. So I do feel that like when he was younger, it was about the bitches and the Benjamins. But I think as he got closer to what he could get, I think his soul just started to turn off, if I'm being honest. Because that fragmentation card is like, I know what I'm doing is wrong, but if I don't acknowledge it, it's kind of giving me like everybody else is doing it, so who cares? Like, that's kind of the vibe in his energy. I'm like, well, everybody else is doing it, so why are you coming for me? Like, I feel very defensive. I feel like, why are you coming after me? Diddy's the one that touches kids. I don't touch kids, but it's like, you do other shit that's fucked up. Allegedly, no facts. Envious gluttony in the reverse. I think all these celebrities were warned that eventually one day this would all fall apart. So I think all of them had contingency plans. And so I think this is theirs. This is like, we're going to move. We're going to, why do trad wives keep coming up in my mind? Like, are they going to try to push that? Because that happened in a different reading. But I feel like they're going to try to create a new facade of who they are so that you still love them. But I keep being drawn to how it keeps leaning towards full moons, and full moons is about like exposing. It's all the emotions coming to the surface. So I don't think that they can outrun this, if I'm being honest. I do think they might get hit with something. I wouldn't be shocked if they're going to be one of many celebrities that only get hit with shit like laundering, money laundering, or again, I'm hearing the word racketeering. I should really Google, but I don't because I don't have time. But I'm hearing racketeering, so maybe that's something that they might get down for. But it's like you're seeing them for who they really are. You don't have to second guess this. Forgetting oneself in the reverse means he knows damn well what he was doing. This also reminds me of like masquerades and parties. So again, I think he really liked the parties. He said he liked the parties. That's common sense right there, right? And then colorless angel on the back. I feel like whoever Ashton was when he started this, it's not who he is today. Like, the guy that you fell in love with on like that 70s show, for instance, like when he was younger, he lost himself a long time ago. I feel like he's now a shell. I feel like he leaned into the darkness, and I feel like he enjoyed the fact that fame came with weaponization of other people. Allegedly. Yeah, bro, literally, come on. Artificial heart. And then this always reminds, yeah, and I'm hearing S&M. I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sex in the air. I know that's really inappropriate for this, but yes, I feel like, again, I also think that, double message here, I feel like his draw is specifically to women. I wouldn't even be shocked if it hits like 16 or something. This is also reminding me of Selena, and I don't know why, so I'm going to leave that alone. But we have to ask ourselves, how did people like Taylor Swift and Selena get all that money? You know what I mean? At what cost? Do you see what I'm saying? Because 3 reminds me of 3 of Pentacles. And it also reminds me of Jupiter, which is expansion. So it's like how I can expand on my celebrity. So I do, again, I feel like this relationship with Mila was a front in the beginning. I feel like she was young and naive. I feel like she's had to cut herself off from her heart to be able to deal with things. I don't feel like she's as involved as, I mean, I feel like I'm getting used to evil energies. So that's kind of the problem. But it feels like, if we were comparing, I feel like Ashton's here, Mila's here. Diddy's all the fucking way up there. But like, if we're talking about scales of evil, I don't feel like Mila, honestly, I feel like she, at one point, just turned this into a business deal like everyone else does in the industry. I don't know that she ever loved him because it kind of felt Stockholm-y. Again, you're going to have to check that reading out. I'll link it in the description box. I did the reading on why they wrote the letter for Danny Masterson. And yeah, look, blinded to pain. Today for tomorrow. This is like taking advantage of women. And I'm not going to pretend like I care. And people are realizing that he's in deep shit and that he's part of the shit. And then this card, look at all of the harm on this woman. Do you see what I'm saying? And we've been talking about the tunnels. So I think Ashton's preference is women, though. That's one thing I'll say. If, again, you know, when you're under that much influence, I think, because I just keep hearing a hole's a hole. So I think his preference is women, if anybody fucking cares. But again, if you're under so much influence that you literally can barely remember shit, I think you'll just do whatever you want. It's kind of hard for me to understand this level of crazy. So that's kind of hard. But yeah, with Atonement right next to it. So this was the back deck. This is like, shit, my house of cards is about to fall. This always reminds me of the Ten of Swords. And then 4 reminds me of the 4th house. It reminds me of 4 of Wands. So it's like, oh, fuck. People are realizing, yeah, I'm hearing pink in our family portrait. We look pretty happy. We look pretty normal. But it's alluding to the fact that it's a bunch of shit. You know what I'm saying? So again, today for tomorrow, I wasn't thinking. I got swept up in the Diddy sauce. And now it's like, fuck, I don't want people to see that my fame and fortune was at the cost of house parties, if you know what I'm saying. Again, with the 4, house, Leo, home, boasting, energy. It's like, and then 5, it's like he didn't expect shit to change. Today for tomorrow. You know how like they say, and again, no judgment to those that drink, but they say that alcohol is taking tomorrow's happiness today. Because think about it, right? The next day you feel like shit. So you're taking that dopamine from tomorrow and you're using it today. That's kind of the vibe here. It's like, I think a lot of these people that get swept up in these parties, they don't think about tomorrow. They get indoctrinated almost. It kind of feels kind of culty a little bit. But then it's like everybody's getting away with it. Everybody's doing it. So if that's the norm, you don't expect it to fall apart. So Ashton's kind of dumb, if I'm being honest, because it's kind of like everybody's doing it. Everybody's fucking people without their permission. Everybody's sleeping with everybody else's wives. What's the problem? But it's like, didn't you? It's reminding me of the Dan Schneider reading and the Quiet on Set readings. I'll try to link one where it's like Dan and his energy is like, we're having fun. But in everybody else, it's like terror, but it's like he's so dense that he doesn't pick up that they're terrified. So I almost wonder if Ashton was either so under the influence or just so narcissistic that he didn't even realize that. Because it's giving me your stereotypical, but she wanted it. Like, that's the fucking vibe, which is why I'm trying to not bring my emotions into this. But it's like, you were at the party. What's the problem? I feel like Ashton's the type of person that projects and bullshits and blames everybody else for their problems. I don't think Ashton's capable of accountability, if I'm being honest with you. But let's get into the cards. All right, so we're going to get into the tarot. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, bestie, hit that subscribe button. Oh my God, we've been I can't talk, bro. And this energy, it's very ungrounded. I wouldn't be shocked if Ashton does a lot of drugs or something because I'm very ungrounded in this energy. But anyway, subscribe if you're new here. We have we have a whole playlist on just the Diddy exposing and everybody involved. And we're going to be covering a lot more of these people because I want to know. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to get away with shit because they're not as evil and they're going to strike a deal. And so I would like to cover those people. So all alleged, no facts here. If you'd like to book a private reading, thekarmicdf.com. Let's go. That's not a good start. Regrets. Well, that's interesting. Hold on. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Someone threatened them. Again, I've been saying, like, as evil as Diddy is, who... everybody say away. You know what I'm saying? Who did that to him? So maybe this could be Clive. Or Jay. Someone threatened Ashton. Where it's like, you need to go. I almost wonder if someone even paid them, too. Because these aces here is like, shut your fucking mouth. Walk away. Bad timing. Again, letting go. An Ace of Pentacles kind of feels like... I almost wonder if there's a third party helping them. This kind of feels like they're... But it's not like a help and like, oh, I care about you. It's more like a, you need to go because you have too much dirt. Everybody's making moves. So the way this... Like, every time I tap into this energy, it feels like a fucking hurricane. Like, it's crazy. But I do feel that Ashton's also like, well, if we're on the other side of the globe, we can paint a different picture of who we are. Use this as a new opportunity to be somebody different. Again, you got to remember that these people are like actors and shit. So they know how to put on a performance. So it's like, even the people that you love, sometimes you're loving a character. Like Jim Carrey's little speech where he went off, where he's like, there is no me. That's kind of the vibe. It's like a lot of these people are just, they don't even know who they are. They're just characters at this point. But I do think that they were threatened with the Emperor leading. This is almost like shut your mouth, leave. You got too much dirt. You'd go down too, because it's giving me if we go down, then we go down together. But I do feel like this was also Ashton's idea as well. Like, I feel like he agreed. It's giving me, yes, sir. So whoever this is, I wonder if it's like, do we know Clive's sign? I'm going to do this. I don't care. Ziggy. What is Clive Davis's zodiac sign?
The zodiac sign of Clive Davis is Aries.
Aries. Bruh.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Oh, you don't need to help me, Ziggy. Thank you. I think this might be Clive. I'm going to go back to whispering, but then I'm going to leave it alone. Okay. So I think that someone threatened him. You got too much dirt. You need to get out of the public. You need to make yourself a new identity is kind of the vibe. So I don't know if that's literal or figurative. They might actually disappear from the spotlight. Because it's kind of giving me like... It's reminding me... I don't know how true this is, and I'm not here to argue, but I remember there was a conspiracy theory that... that guy that got abused by police, I can't think of his name because I'm channeling. He was a person of color, but then conspiracy theorists went nuts because they said that they thought that they saw him at the funeral. It's kind of giving me that. It's like, now you see me, now you don't. It's giving me John Cena vibes. So I don't know if they're thinking about genuinely disappearing. That kind of feels like the idea right now. They're weighing out their options, but I definitely think that they are trying to remove themselves from the spotlight at all costs. All costs. I think that's why, because he even mentioned like North Carolina, right? Whatever his reason was for North Carolina, I call bullshit. I feel like it's because a lot of people wouldn't. It's giving, you know how like when you try to escape your problems, so you do something that's external, but it doesn't fix it? That's kind of the vibe. It's like, oh, if I move, then maybe, you know, the people I'm surrounded by won't know and I could start over, start anew, but it's Delulu. I'll tell you one thing. This is so fucked up. Oh my God, this is so messed up. Ashton is not happy that Diddy's gone. I can't believe I just fucking said that. This gives me like, fuck, what about our parties though? Because the World card reverse is like, I don't want this cycle to end. And then the Page of Swords, look at how there's a house, right? So it's kind of, and then this feels like Diddy, but then it also feels like Bieber. So it's like, I don't want the groom, 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 everybody say way. I gotta say it like that. I don't feel like getting dishmana. You know what I'm saying? But I also, again, there's something here about Bieber. If Bieber were to speak out, he would tear everybody's house of cards down. That being said, I don't know that Ashton was one. If he was, he must have been real drugged up because I'm in Ashton's energy and it's like, I want bitches. Like, that's the vibe. I want bitches. That being said, how drugged up and what you'd be willing to do, that's a different demon. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of people are afraid of Bieber speaking out, especially Clive. Clive is afraid too. There's a lot where, like, if Bieber were to speak out, all of everybody's house of cards would fall. There's something where, because again, notice how on this Knight of Cups, I said this before in a Bieber reading, I have a whole bunch of them. There's a playlist featuring Bieber, but look at how he's holding this, like, pure little bird very close to his heart. So it's almost like, yeah, we all know Bieber fell into drugs and he's verbally abusive to women. Are we shocked though? But it's like his purity never stopped because I keep being drawn right back to that Billie Eilish. Someone tell me how to pronounce that because I don't fucking know. But it's giving me this vibe of if Bieber speaks up, he would tear down so many. He's got people that have harmed him. There's been plenty of people that have harmed him that would take down his house of cards. But I think Clive might be the puppet master right now, moving people. Like, this is where you need to go in order to not get caught. This is what you need to do. This is how you need to play. Like, there's someone calling the shots. It could be more than just Clive. It could be a bunch of people. But the fact that he's an Aries, and that was the first card to pop out, this gives me, like, keep your mouth shut and leave. And then, you know what's funny? I just saw a scene from a movie where there's this girl that goes, I'll come find you. And it's supposed to be scary. Like, that's kind of the vibe. So I do think that they were threatened. But I think, honestly, they were trying to figure out a way out of this anyway. So to them, it's like, meh, I'm taking orders. You know, it is what it is. I just don't want to get caught. Like, that's the vibe. And then there's Usher. Do you see what I'm saying? Usher and Bieber play a very integral part in this. Martyrdom. If, you know what's weird? Because I never really felt any love between these two, but I do see something here where it's like if all else fails, I almost wonder if Ashton will move the money to Mila and take the fall or something like that. Because I keep seeing that with couples. It's like you take the money, I take the hit. The money never goes to where we don't want it to go. We get to keep it with us. Like, that's kind of the vibe here. And again, there's something about Ashton's money going to Diddy parties. Because look it, I say this every time, Diddy's house was white. And we all know, whether they want to admit it or not, there's something going on underneath. So I do think that Ashton, allegedly no facts here, was involved in that. The underneath parties. I do think he's being threatened. This is like, keep your mouth shut. We have dirt on you too. I will hang you out to dry to show a lesson. People are getting threats left and right, bro. Like, this shit's wild. And I feel like Clive plays a very big part in this. Clive is like the epitome of like the puppeteer, but I feel like there's more than just him. But then Justin could break all of this shit down. Now, we shouldn't force him. We should continue to send him healing. He needs to worry about himself first. But there's just something about Justin where it's like, he would put all of this to bed. He really would. He's got too much dirt. But from the perspective of Ashton right now, this is like whatever it takes to save my security, whatever it takes to save my... He's very worried about his... how he looks. Does he have any Leo placements? I know he's an Aquarius, so maybe that's why I feel it. But it's like, I don't want people to see me as this bad guy. I have to keep, no matter what, I have to keep this perfect... Yeah, family portrait from Pink. It's like, we look pretty perfect. We look normal. Like, that's the vibe. Oh, hey, dudes. I don't want to be exposed for how I was involved in the bad work practices, because in this card, look, someone's being abused, and it's a woman. So I do think his preference is women, if anybody cares. Like, no, that's fucked, but it just is what it is. Why does everybody feel involved? Because now I'm getting a message about Corey Gamble. Is Corey Gamble friends with Ashton somehow? I would call it a fake friend. I mean, now I'm hearing Informer again. So maybe Maybe Corey's pulling strings too. It feels like there's a couple of people that are like the top of the pyramid that are like pulling strings. And it feels like Corey. It feels like Clive. It feels like Diddy was one, but I don't even feel like he really had that level of power. I feel like he was getting orders and just creating this fucked up system. But the Hermit card when I do this shit always reminds me of Clive. This is reminding me of like the tunnels that they've been talking about but won't verify, which honestly I get. They're trying to scare Ashton away so that he keeps his mouth shut, because I keep seeing shush, but it's not for me. It's like him. And it's like, we'll hang you out to dry because you're not, because like they're drawing me to chess. Now, I don't know how to play chess. I'm not going to pretend that I do. But like, you know how like there's queens and then, but there's like a pawn, and I feel like pawn is like the least important one, right? Like that's the one you can remove or whatever. I don't play chess. I'm not gonna pretend like I do. But it's like you, or a rook, or I just heard the word rook. Is that even a word? Did I make that up? I don't fucking know. But I'm seeing like a game of chess and it's like, Ashton, you're little. Like, we'll throw you out to dry. I don't care. You either shut the fuck up and move out of the spotlight and don't get caught, or we'll throw you out into the public, air out all your dirty laundry because we don't want you looking this way. So is Ashton and them, yeah, it feels that way. Are they the highest evil? No. Are they evil? Ashton feels evil, allegedly, no facts here. But it feels like there's a mixture of threats and I heard violence, so I do, because you know what I'm being drawn to is how everybody called me crazy for saying that Matthew Perry was dead when I did that reading, so I'll link that below. But they were out to get him. But they gave us a lesser version of what that was. They said it was just drugs and whatever, but it's more than that. But anyway, it's kind of giving me that same vibe where it's like, well, yeah, I'm hearing one way or another. I'm going to find you. So it's like, keep your mouth shut, move, do what you got to do. But if God forbid you ignore what I've said, I will put your shit out there. Yeah, I'm hearing Usher, let it burn. Where the fuck's Mila? That's my point. Where's Mila? Literally. I feel like she's just a, you know what they're showing me is like a purse. So I feel like she's just there to be a front, to be honest with you. Whether that's how it started, I don't know. But this is like, I want to hang low and continue to be who you guys feel like I am and pretend that I care and I'm nurturing so that I can avoid this inevitable heartbreak of you guys finding out what we've done. Yeah, Ten of Swords is an ending. That's kind of unavoidable. The stars, the shit we don't see. Queen of Cups. Why Queen of Cups, Spirit? Oh, ew. Ew, ew, ow, ow, ow. I need a shower. I just showered. Ew. Okay. I need to pause. Hold on. Okay. There's some sort of fuckery here where Ashton sees Diddy as like a maternal figure. Like, I want to throw up. It feels disgusting. It's like, it's almost giving me like mommy dearest, like, mom, what do I do? Like, I think he feels nurtured by Diddy. This is really fucking, I don't understand this energy at all. Why would I? I'm an empath. I'm not a fucking psychopath. Like, but there's something here where it's like, I don't want you guys to realize how much I looked up to Diddy, how much I felt safe with Diddy. Because what does that say about his character? If he's feeling safe and nurtured by someone like Diddy, when we've seen the videos of what happened to Cassie. So why do you feel safe with Diddy, bro? Like, what? What? Yeah, the family life. Law and order. This is like, I'm going to ride it until the wheels fall off. You are not going to catch me out here looking a fool. You are not going to catch how I created my happily ever after. I'll be damned. You are not going to figure out how my work was. This is his goal. This is like hidden in plain sight. Why do you think he signed up for a nonprofit to help people? Because it's like, look here, don't look there. He's definitely, allegedly, per my opinion, no facts here, he's definitely involved, for sure. I mean, that's common sense at this point. He bragged about the Diddy parties. Hello? Oh, that's a good sign. So I do think eventually they will get hit with something. Now, what I'm worried about, though, is are we going to know about it? Because Judgment card's reversed, so that's the general public. It's right next to Justice, though, and Justice is upright. So I do think eventually, he feels like, you know what I'm hearing is low hanging fruit. He's just really not that big in terms of the fuckery. So they're not really that invested in him quite yet. Cause it's just like, people have done, I don't think Ashton was one of the people that like offed people. Do you see these dead people here? I don't think he's one of those. I think he just really enjoyed the parties, if you know what I mean. I almost wonder if they were like swingers. It kind of gives me that vibe because, again, I never really felt love in their relationship. So I feel like it was kind of like mutually beneficial. I don't know that Mila specifically, I don't know that I think she did some sex parties, allegedly, no facts here, but it doesn't feel like she was the type to force anyone. I could be wrong, but that's just not the energy that I'm getting. I feel like she's a yes man. I feel like she's just kind of the fake relationship he needed while he does his dirt. And I feel like she probably gets to sleep with like other rich celebrities, so it's like fuck it, you know. I mean, in this, their energy is nothing like us, so it's kind of hard to make something that doesn't make sense when we don't get it, you know. It's like when you're poor trying to relate to a rich person, it don't make sense, you know what I mean? So one thing I will say is justice being upright. I do think that, yeah, and especially with this little, look at this little person. Yeah, look at this. There's people behind, like, looking. So I do feel like people are going to out stories. I think we're going to continue to see more of that. Like, oh, I saw Ashton at the party, and he was doing this, and blah, 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 and they were swinging, and Mila was fucking so-and-so. Like, that's kind of the vibe here. I almost wonder if they're going to get hit with something lesser, but the general public will get the message of what they've done. And then it's almost like the public decides if they're canceled or not. But I almost feel like it's a slow fade. Kind of same vibe that I got when I did the last Beyonce and Jay reading, which I'll link down below. It's that same energy of like, I'm going to play like I'm vulnerable, but actually everybody I once partied with is out to get me. I think people are going to continue to rat on them, and so they want to be hidden from the public because justice is just a ticking time bomb, to be honest with you. That's kind of the energy right now. They know time's up. They're trying to run the clock. I'm hearing on the other end there's bigger fish to fry, so they got time. But I do think eventually they're going to get hit with something. I just don't know that it'll be like, he might get hit with like R word. Maybe. But these people, they're so smart and they have other people. And I mean, Clive was the first person to drop out. So if we're talking about if he's going to get justice, but Clive was the first person to pop out, I think he would get full justice if he started to turn on other people. It's like, shut your mouth and you won't get as bad. But if he doesn't shut his mouth and he decides to speak, I think that's when they might get him for bigger shit. But right now, he's just not a focal point because there's worse people. Which is, it's just so fucked up. But yeah, so why are they moving? Because someone told them to. And they're also trying to avoid the public perspective. They're trying to, it's almost like curate a new version of themselves for the public eye. I almost wonder if these people are going to lead into trad wives, or they just keep bringing that up to remind me of like pursuing a new character so that you don't stop loving them. That's the vibe. I keep hearing the song, I Can't Stop Loving You, Why Should I? Which is giving me this vibe of like, we don't want the public to stop loving us. Anything else, Spirit? Page of Wands, saying one thing, doing another. Also, put my dick where it doesn't need to be. The Devil card, we don't want to be attached to this anymore. So we're running. I mean, yeah. Where the hell, did I get a Queen of Wands? Where's Mila in this? Hold up. This irritates me because when I ask about a couple, yep, trying to run, my pride. But remember, 6 of Wands, you're being praised. 7 of Wands, the same people that are praising you are now attacking you. So we were once in a club, but those people are now turning because it's what is that saying? Give it to me. I heard it. I lost it. All for one, or no, not, it's the opposite of that. We're all kind of trying to save ourselves. So this is their attempt. I'm going to flee, avoid the grief of loss, and start anew. So that people don't know any better. Where the fuck is the Queen of Wands? Lovers reverse. They might separate. I feel like Mila wants to specifically separate. Knight of Pentacles. Don't want to put energy into this anymore. Knight of Wands. Mila. Here we go. Mila wants to divorce. She wants to divorce. I don't think she did the same shit. Yeah, because I'm hearing that song. You play with my emotions and you made me cry. What you do to me. There she is. Can't take what you did to me. Heartbreak hotel. There it is. Here I sit, trying not to cry. I think the hang up is finances, per usual. I think he's arguing like, we're both in this. So because I'm hearing the song, if we go down, then we go down together. So it's kind of giving me that vibe. But she doesn't want to be in this anymore. But again, like, you knew what he was doing. I don't feel like she didn't know. But I almost feel like she was kind of indoctrinated into it, whereas it feels like Ashton wanted to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she just decided that, like, because wasn't she younger than him? Like, they started dating when she was a teenager or some shit. So it's like she got indoctrinated. So it's like Stockholmy. It's given Kim Porter. But I do think she wants to leave. But the point of contention is like money. And then also where money is going, too. That's something else. Because this is also reminding me of the Today for Tomorrow card. So it's like, what did you do with that money? I do think Mila wants to leave him. I don't know if she will, though, because money's the hang up. And I feel like he's kind of shit-talked her, where it's like, you can divorce me all you want, but they're still going to know that you were part of it. So I do think that he's trying to, like, leverage with her, kind of like, we're in this together. You can disconnect from me all you want, but look, they're the same. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know that they're necessarily the same. I feel like she's more of a yes man, whereas he's like, fuck yeah. Do you see the difference? So yeah, that's where they're at currently. Yeah, 4 of Cups is like, yeah, restructuring. 4 of Cups is like an ousting, like you're being removed. We're forcing you to remove. So again, I think there are bigger players in the background that's like, take the money and run and shut the fuck up. And then Tower, we've been going over this. We want to restructure so that we don't have to accept what has happened. King of Wands in the reverse. Look at how he's holding a woman. I've been saying this whole time it feels like he's into women specifically. I feel like he was the one that, like, it's giving casting couch. It's giving have this drink. You're beautiful. Sit down. No worries. Like, I feel like Ashton is a opportunist and a predator. Allegedly. No facts here. 0 facts whatsoever. But 2 of Swords, we've hit our mark. And I think they're losing money. There's something about money. I don't know where their money's going. Maybe they're losing money because Diddy got caught, so maybe their money was in that, so now they got to move it. But there's something about money, and it's like we got to keep the illusion going. But if all else fails, I do think Mila's going to want a separation. I think she already wants one, but it's like he's giving her this idea that, like, if you leave me, you're going to go down just as hard. But I would disagree. If she flipped on him, I think she'd get an easier sentence. Yeah, 9 of Swords, there's a woman on it. 4 of Wands, I don't want to be in this home anymore. Queen of Swords, she's trying to think of a way out. He's trying to get out of the public eye. Look at this, Hierophant cards reverse. I want a divorce. I want a divorce. I don't care about the money. Get away from me. But I do feel like Mila knows what was going on. I feel like she was around it. I don't know that she was that deep into it. I think if anything, I'm hearing the words passed around. I hate to say it, but I'm hearing it. So I almost wonder if, like, you know, maybe she got to sleep with really hot celebrity stars that were married. Maybe she got to sleep with, I don't know, fucking know, whoever else was at the party. Maybe she slept with Jay Z and she sees that as a win. I don't fucking know. But it feels like that's kind of the vibe, more like swingers energy on her end, whereas him, opportunist, casting couch, you're beautiful, drink this drink. Oh, you're waking up the next morning, you have no idea what happened. That's more Ashton's energy. Mila's more Stockholmy, and, well, I get to fuck people that are really fancy and cool. I think she's emotionally stunted, too. Like, it's reminding me a lot of when I tap into Beyonce's energy. She's always, like, stunted at, like, 16, and I feel like Mila had the same thing happen to her, because when did they get married? When did he groom her? You know what I mean? Allegedly, no facts here. So I'm going to leave it here, besties. Like I said, if you're seeing this in the future, thekarmicdf.com if you want to book a reading. If you're seeing this when I release it, then send me an email in the description box with the note waiting list, and I will add you to my waiting list. I have so many people on my waiting list. I don't think I'm going to be able to open my website till next year, but I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for everyone that's had patience with me, and I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much for watching. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Stay safe. If you want to be a musician or an actor, don't forget that you can do it on your own. You don't need these weirdos. But I'm going to leave it here, besties. Sending you guys so much love. Don't forget that if you're seeing this while I'm releasing it, we have a full moon eclipse. The energy is going to be intense, so take care of yourself. Do some self-care. If you're seeing this in the future, maybe you need to hear that message too, and you need to do some self-care. So take care of yourselves. But I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much for watching.